So I was looking back through the comments on a bunch of my videos the other day, and I realized there's a lot of great questions being asked that deserve more than a quick written response. And that's why I'm starting this new series answering your questions on interesting topics that really matter to you. Today's question came from one of my subscribers named Jeanette Moser, where she asked, is it sufficient to just incorporate adding reps and reducing rest time if your goal is strength and endurance? I solely work out at home, and I basically just do body weight exercises for resistance training. Getting gains really isn't in my game plan at the moment. I thought this was a great question since a lot of people are working out at home these days, and so many don't really understand how to program their workouts to effectively build strength. So getting back to the question, while adding volume by doing additional reps or sets or reducing the rest time between exercises can both be effective methods to progressively overload your muscles to drive positive adaptations to occur, the biggest changes you're probably going to see with those progressions are actually in your muscle size and endurance over time. And depending on where you are in your fitness journey, you may or may not see any significant strength changes without adding any additional resistance to your training at some point. If you're a beginner, you'll probably see some decent strength gains initially, but beyond that and those newbie gains, you won't likely see any continued major strength improvements since you're not adding any additional weight to progressively overload your muscles to keep them adapting to an increased load. If you want to learn more about what progressive overload is and how you can properly use it in your training to achieve your strength goals, then go watch the video linked in the description below when you're done watching this one. And before we go any further, go hit that thumbs up button because it tells YouTube that you're enjoying my videos and helps get them out in front of even more people. So since one of your goals is to get stronger, before long you're going to have to include some form of additional external resistance to keep driving those strength gains. It's totally doable at home if you can get your hands on a set of dumbbells, or you can go with the more cost-effective route with a set of resistance bands that comes with a door anchor, a few bands of different resistance levels, and a couple clip-on handles so you can attach one or more bands at the same time to change up the intensity. I'll leave a couple links to some sets that I personally use and recommend in the description below for anyone who might want to pick one up. And just realize that bands are not a perfect solution if you compare them to dumbbells or cable machines because of the variable resistance curve they have as you stretch them out. But they're a really solid and very inexpensive option for most people working out at home or if you travel a lot. I also think reducing rest time between sets can be a great tool to use if you do it the right way. I do this in most of my workouts by supersetting 2 exercises back to back that work opposing muscle groups, like, for example, pairing a pushing movement like bench press or push-ups with a pulling movement like pull-ups, bicep curls, or some form of rows. And I found that to be much more effective than just reducing the rest time between sets of the same or different exercises working the same muscle groups, especially if strength is one of your goals. One of the reasons supersetting opposing muscle groups works much better is because you're using the rest time for one and turning it into an active rest to work a different area, which also allows each of the opposing muscle groups to get enough rest time between sets. It can also make your workouts much more efficient by helping you get more done in less time, and can even have some minor cardiorespiratory benefits by keeping your heart rate up since you're almost constantly working with little to no downtime between sets. On the flip side, shortening the rest periods between sets that target the same muscle groups can be an effective tool for hypertrophy when paired with more moderate loads and rep ranges because it causes greater stress on the muscles. I don't usually recommend supersetting exercises that use the same muscle groups if you're training for strength goals because it'll reduce your ability to lift the same loads that you'd be able to do with a normal rest period between sets. I'm not saying you can't do that, but it's best left for specific uses, like if you want to finish off a workout by completely exhausting a muscle group by doing something like drop sets and taking it to total failure. And don't worry about building up huge muscles or turning into She-Hulk from the resistance training program.
Whoa. I'm feeling good.
Trust me, if it was that easy to build yourself up, I probably wouldn't be making videos like this, and I probably wouldn't even have a job because everyone would just get 17-inch arms the second they started lifting weights. Unfortunately, all those fitness influencers and fake natties on social media promoting snake oil products, claiming you'll lose weight or build a ton of muscle using some magic supplement or overpriced template program they're selling perpetuates these misconceptions.
Buy this! Buy this! Buy this!
So while building lean muscle comes with the territory when you do any strength training, it also takes a long time of consistently putting in hard work to build any significant amount of muscle mass. And there's different ways to train to focus more on strength or hypertrophy depending on your goals. Keep in mind that women also lack the testosterone levels that men have, which means your capacity to build muscle is inherently lower than men, and almost all female fitness influencers on social media that look like bodybuilders are probably all using some sort of performance enhancing drugs to carry that much muscle in their bodies. We can go much deeper into this topic since there's so many people who don't really understand how to program their training properly to achieve their fitness goals. So if you want to learn more about the programming side of things, you should go watch the videos about periodization, progressive overload, and training volume and intensity, which is coming soon, and it's a good one, in my How to Work Out Smarter for Better Results playlist at the end of this video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, because it really helps my channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss anything coming up. And if you want me to highlight one of your questions in a future video like this one, then go ask it in the comments below right now, and I'll probably feature it if it's a good one. And just realize that bands are not a perfect solution if you compare them to dumbbells or cable machines because of the variable resistance, because of the variable resistance curve, or reducing rest time between exercises can both be effective methods to progressively overload your muscles to drive positive adaptations. God.